They're trying to turn it into a hotel or something.
Yeah.
They could be a beautiful hotel.
That's a real thing? Why are you antagonizing them?
I'm not trying to make it a hotel. They're expressing solidarity with me in my complaint that we should preserve the Palace of Fine Arts for... Although I will say I felt misled when we were booked here, thinking that it was an actual palace, or at least had been. But it was never. No dignitaries ever resided here. But anyway, this isn't really fine art, is it?
Sometimes he just starts to go and you can't stop him, you know? By sometimes I mean every day. And that is the ugly world of which I speak. I mean, it can be really emotionally taxing, you know, when your best friend just carries on and on ad nauseum. Just endless nonsense. Mostly nonsense. And then there's other facets of the world that are just truly terrifying, like I know you guys are all wrapped up in it pretty heavy, but the internet I find to be a particularly unsavory place. If any of you are in a folk band, whatever you do, don't read about yourself on the internet. Because that's just depressing. I had to actually stop. I fully stopped reading it. The last one I read that made me stop, it could have been Rolling Stone. It was something like Rolling Stone. They wrote...
They don't write about us.
They wrote, quote, "The tall one is leagues funnier than the squat one." And I just thought that was unfair. And it hurt my feelings pretty badly.
I do remember reading that.
And then they compare us a lot on the internet to Simon and Garfunkel. You know, just over and over. And that one I'm okay with, because in that scenario, at least we know which one is Garfunkel.
I will say what you will about art. I mean, he definitely was not the squat one of the two. But I think it's still an unfair comparison, because Garfunkel is very tall, and you being called the squat one, you're like a normal-sized person. After one of our last shows, someone came up to me and said that they stood next to you and they were surprised that you were normal-heighted. Because on stage, you look so short. I don't know, this is just what they said. I don't think we deserve to be compared to Simon and Garfunkel anyway. I don't want to be compared to them. I'd rather be compared to other duos.
You can tell yourself whatever you want, Joe.
If we are going to be Simon and Garfunkel, I definitely don't want to be Garfunkel. I don't think I'm alone, and nobody wants to be Garfunkel.
Yeah, really.
Let me ask you this, would you rather be Dick or Tommy? No grandparents in the crowd?
Sounds like just over here. That's the early bird special. that means you're the old folks.
Got it.
I don't.
Very serious old people too.
Anyway, I hope you guys will do something about trying to preserve the Palace of Fine Arts for the arts. As much as it's not a palace and they don't really book fine art, as you can tell, I still think you should probably get involved. How about that rousing political rally? Can you imagine me trying to...
Come on.
Imagine me trying to rile up a crowd, get a movement going. Come on. The only time I ever heard the voice of God was in the silence of the night, in the arms of the one I love, staring at the ceiling up above, like it contained the secrets of the stars. Anytime I ever woke up in a dream, I saw my shadow there, staring back at me, moving through the walls and wondering, as all the world rose up inside of me. And I long to hear the melody that one time played inside my mind, and to love another helplessly, so breathing feels like putting out a fire. Anytime my life flashes in front of me, I see a child there, as if on a screen, standing in the shadows, flickering. For a moment I know what it means. All this time I lived inside a memory, daylight creeping in through a crack in the weathered sea, severing the ties and trembling, losing all the voices in the wind. And I long to hear the melody that one time played inside my mind, and to love another helplessly, so breathe in.